What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and I'm here today to preview God of War. Now, God of War releases exclusively on the PlayStation 4 on April 20th. So this is going to be a video mainly of just me talking about a lot of things we've already talked about in our community series. We have a community series, several videos of Tyler and I talking about different aspects of God of War, whether it be the gameplay or the story mechanics or just how we think the game is going to overall work. So if you're interested in God of War and you want to know what we really think about it, we have several videos up really going into depth of God of War. So definitely go check those out. Another quick thing to keep in mind is we are extremely excited just in general for the game, and we're going to be having a giveaway for God of War when it releases, as well as a ton of videos after the game comes out. So make sure if you're into God of War, you check that out. But God of War is a game that, we're just super excited for. Everybody, it seems like, is getting really excited. Earlier in the year, Colin Moriarty put out a tweet, and he said that he heard from people in the video game industry that God of War has not been selling well. There hasn't been a lot of pre-orders, and that was before they announced the release date. And I would have thought, and I do think that once they did announce that release date, the pre-orders went through the roof. I really hope so, because I don't see one reason why this game shouldn't do fantastic. This game looks fantastic. Is it different? Yes. That is the major thing about this game, is it is such a different God of War. It may not even be funny. And it's not going to be funny, right? Because it's a God of War game with a more personable Kratos in a completely new world with all new mechanics. But it seems like the game has really taken steps and pages out of The Last of Us playbook, and what game wouldn't want to take out of the playbook of The Last of Us? We saw really The Last of Us influence, and this is a thing that I've kind of zeroed in on when I've thought of God of War. We saw The Last of Us's influence in Uncharted 4. Uncharted 4 was an Uncharted game, but you could tell they took what worked in The Last of Us and they incorporated it perfectly. Well, God of War is told in a very more straightforward line, very, again, personable to Kratos, but just more of a personal story, right? More grounded. He's not screaming all the time. It's more emotional. It's more about character development. It's more about his son. The way you fight in this game is completely different. The way everything works in this game is very different. It's a little bit slower. It's a little bit more strategic. Not really like Ascension, but definitely not like God of War at all. This game is going to play very different. And does that open up the possibility to it not working? Sure. And we've talked about that in one of our videos. I think it was literally called, will the game work? Will the game actually work? It's going to be longer. They said that it's going to be around 20-25 hours. You normally cut that down by 5 to 8 hours. I think it's going to be around a 15 to 18 hour game, which works. That is just about Uncharted 4 and The Last of Us are both, I believe, 17 to 18 hour games. That's at least how long it took me to beat both of them. I think it took me both 18 hours to beat both of them. So it works. It works really perfectly. It's a chance to get in there, tell a great story, develop some characters, bring back the old Kratos, but really make us care about him. And some people do, and I cared about him. Yes, he did scream a lot, and he killed just to kill. That's technically not even true, right? They did give us reasons why he was the way he was, but I know some people didn't like that, and that's fine. This Kratos seems different. Firstly, it's a new voice actor, so he really is different. It's not the same guy, but he's just a different person now, right? It's not the Greek worlds, it's the Norse worlds. And that opens up a whole lot of possibilities. We don't even necessarily know who we're fighting that often or that much in this game. And, personally for me, we've seen in gameplay, there's health bars on enemies. Now, there's been some changes. So the way the fighting has been, so the way the enemies have been, I feel like it's going to be less arena combat style where you go into an area and then the spikes shoot up all around you and you're stuck there and you have to face the 5 waves, and then there's a boss enemy, and that enemy then becomes just a normal enemy later in the game, and they keep introducing it from there. I think it'll have some of those aspects, but it will not have all of them. And you have an axe now, and you control your son through a specific button press. I think it's square on the D-pad. So the whole game has shifted. The whole way you play this game is very different than the way you played God of War. And will that alienate people? I think it will. I had said in a video that I believe there's going to be a split. There's going to be a point in this game, and Tyler had said it too, but then I kind of took it a step further. There's going to be a point in this game where people are going to say, I don't like it, or I do like it, right? This is very different, but I'm enjoying it, and it's better. It's changed for the better, or I don't like it. And when you do the I don't like it step, there's also 2 paths. There's the I don't like it, and then you play a little bit more, and then you come back over to the I like it path. Or you're out. And I think it's okay to be out. I don't think this game is just the way they did this game. The way they did this game at E3 when they announced it, and Kratos walks out, and after showing everything, is this the same God of War that fans had loved? Fans love those God of War games. It's not. And I think that does run the risk of making people not like it. I don't think it's possible for every single person that like God of War to like this. Is it going to keep a lot of the same concepts and a lot of things that you enjoy? I mean, are there probably going to be massive battles with huge beasts or gods or whatever? Yeah, I'm sure there will be. Will the game look amazing? I mean, have you seen anything on it? It looks amazing. But I do think it runs the risk of, upsetting people, being like, this isn't the God of War I liked. I think change is good. I think change in games is very good, and developers and publishers and all that stuff, it's harder for them to change. I feel like games in a series tend to try to stay the same. There's a lot of resistance to change in video games, and there's a lot of resistance to change in video games from fans. I'm kind of like that, but I want to see change from my favorite games because I think that's how you improve. Do you take the risk? Yeah, you take the risk that it could actually backfire and be bad, but you also take the risk that you make a change and it makes it for the better. I think Uncharted 4 was the best Uncharted. It was very different than the past 3, and I thought it was the best one. I think they needed to do that. Sure, it could have been the same game as Uncharted 3, and it would have been, it would have been great, but I want it to be, I want next level stuff. And that's what Sony does. That's what Sony does. That is what its developers do. And I expect no less than really, really good from Sony Santa Monica. I need that game. I need God of War to be great. I really do. And I think it will. I'm very, very confident going in. If you can tell from my voice, I'm very excited for this game. I mean, we've had some games this year. They haven't actually all been good. It's kind of been a weak start to the gaming year in general. I think we're going to build up, and the fall is going to, kick our butts. But for now, it hasn't been the greatest. But I think God of War could really start that, especially with May having quite a few really good games. And even June has a couple sprinkled in there. So let me know in the comments below, what do you guys think of God of War? Are you interested in it? Is it going to be too different for you? Have you played the originals? Put it in the comments below. We'll have a conversation about it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Again, we're going to be giving away God of War the day the game comes out, so make sure you check the channel for that. We have also have our community series still going on. It's about to end, but it's still going on, where we talk about the game way more specifically and we're way more focused. So if you're into that, make sure you check those videos out. So thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you on the next game preview.